All right, now, Kountry Wayne, Zaytoven was just here, so we talked about how you guys linked up with your project, but this is our first time actually talking together, so I want to get into your whole story.
For sure. No problem.
So, you grew up in Georgia?
Yeah, Georgia, small town, Midland, Georgia.
Okay. And what was it like in the early 2000s?
Man, it's, small town, racist. It was behind, like, my sister was the first homecoming queen that they had won. Up to 2003, you had a white homecoming queen and a black homecoming queen. So it's one of those towns where one elementary school, middle school, high school, and they all hooked together now. So I'm from a town like that. It was like 3,000 people there when I was there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what did the family consist of? How many brothers and sisters?
On my daddy's side, I got like 7 brothers and sisters. On my mom's side, I got 2 sisters. So I'm the oldest on my dad's side, the youngest on my mom's side.
Okay. And you talked about how your parents actually struggled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they struggled. Like, we grew up from poverty. But, my daddy was in the streets hustling. He had money, but, it's still the struggle. You know how it go.
No, absolutely. And your mom actually passed away.
Yeah, she passed away, for sure.
How old were you at the time?
I was 11.
Okay. I mean, that's young to lose your mom at 11 years old. Well, what happened to you? Where did you end up staying?
I stayed with my grandmother for a while. I was in 5th grade, so I went with my daddy at first for like 6 months. Then I went back to my grandma. I stayed with her for like 3 years. And then I went to stay with some cousins on my dad's side, but they really like my sister. They older. They like, but they raised me. They used to look out for me even when my mom was living, even when I was with my grandma. But I moved in with them permanently when I was in like 9th grade.
Okay. Now, was that rough being kicked around in all these different houses and having to move and relocate and so forth?
Yeah, it was rough, but I enjoyed it a little bit because I was free. So I was able to do stuff that other kids couldn't because I didn't really have nobody to really put that discipline on me. I had to really discipline myself. You feel me?
Right. And speaking of that, you have your first kid at 17 years old.
17 years old, boy. Yep.
Right. And that started a journey.
That was a real.
You never got off that. Yeah, you never got off that roller coaster.
Oh no, that roller coaster. Yeah, ever since 17. By the time I was 22, I had like 7 kids already.
Right, 7 kids by 22. How many different mothers at that point?
I think it was 1, 2, 4. No, 3. No, it was 4. It was 4. My bad. I'm tripping.
Okay. And I guess you had 2 of your kids 4 days apart.
Yeah, it was like 4 days apart. Yep. Like 4 days. 4 days apart.
Right. You go to the hospital on Monday, and then a few days later, you're back.
Next week, next week I'm over there with a whole nother baby.
Okay. I mean, because you had your first child at 17, your second at 18, your third at 19. By 22, you have 7.
Yep.
I mean, at some point, do you tell yourself, hey, this may not be the best idea being so young and not really having money and not being married to none of these women?
The first baby mama was my high school sweetheart. So we got 3 kids together, right?
Okay.
So the last baby mama I had kids by, we got 3. You know what I mean? Now, the other 3 that was in the middle, it was like, I dealt with those girls, like the first time I dealt with them, they got pregnant, like just like that. I was like, so it was like really bomb. And I didn't even, 2 of the kids I didn't even know were mine. They sent me a letter in the mail. It was like, oh, they want to do a paternity test or whatever. And so yeah, it was crazy, man. That, I'm from the country. We ain't had no cable. So that was my, we always doing it, but I don't know, man. I just was more potent or something. It was strong. It was guaranteed to work.
I mean, were you using condoms at all? Or?
Yeah, you use condoms. The times you don't, every time I did it, it made sure it counted. Like the eggs was in there waiting. Like, oh boy, you heard about him.
Right. Not the strongest pull-out game.
Not at all. I can't even.
Not at all.
I can't pull my socks off.
Right. Have you ever pulled out of your driveway?
I hit everything. My son hit a sidewalk about a month ago in his new car. I can't even get mad. He was pulling out the parking lot and tore his car up on the sidewalk. I said, I understand.
Okay. Well, by 2013, you started dropping music videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
About that time. So originally you wanted to be a rapper?
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to be a rapper. I was trying to rap between 2010 to 2013. I was trying every once in a while. Like, because I had nightclubs. I was throwing parties, man, bringing artists. So I was like, I go get me some money, and then I try for like 5 months, but then I got to get back to the hustle of running these nightclubs and all that. But yeah, I was throwing my shot at the rap game from 2010 to 2014 for real.